Hey there, ladies and gents, Martin Paper here. Welcome back to the channel. So I'm in danger of triggering some people who may watch this, because I'm going to be talking a lot about sort of masculinity and femininity. Really, it does touch on that, but here's the truth, and this is a very personal perspective I'm going to be offering, but it's a hard thing. It's a very hard thing to feel absolutely everything. And I had a very feminized upbringing, actually. I had all of my influences around me were female, because I spent most of the time with my mum and sister, and then in the holidays my mum's older sister with her two daughters would come and stay with us a lot. And this is not going to sound nice to some of you, but it was chaotic. It was very, very chaotic. I didn't really have that much male or masculine influence. And the trouble was that the handful of masculine influence that I had was also quite turbulent because it usually involved my dad doing endless DIY on the house, and lots of banging and crashing around, you know. So it was all rather dysfunctional and chaotic. And I have to say that one of the big things that I'm learning at the moment is how to unlearn stuff, you know, to undo a lot of, teach myself how to be more decisive, you know, be stronger in my decision making and feel good, you know, proudly make decisions and feel good in the aftermath. But because of the chaos that did surround me, and I sound really ungrateful, I realize that, but I'm very grateful for my immediate family. I'm very close with them. I do love them all. I've always just felt, and I don't really to this day know why, I just always felt very differently and thought very differently to all of them, and just always wondered actually why simple things, really simple things, seemed to be so fantastically complicated. So because of this upbringing that was very chaotic and uncertain, it has led me to have indulged in a lot of very destructive behaviors, I have to say. Amongst them, massive over-analysis, you know, pulling everything apart and stalling my progress, of feeling very paranoid a lot of the time, most of the time actually, I'm realizing, and not being able to, you know, to maintain relationships. I've talked a lot about being around dysfunctional people, but I'm not letting myself off the hook as well. You know, I understand that with the vast majority of people's sort of belief systems and the way that they behave, I absolutely understand that my behavior, and I have actually referred to myself as this, that my behavior could really easily come across, you know, as the crazy ex-girlfriend sending crazy messages and appearing to be really, really demanding. But one of the things that I realized that I never did was in respecting other people, you know, as much as I could, that I rarely seemed to get the respect back. And that's my current standpoint. And this video is not going to be one of the the sort of solution videos that I try to do. I always try and offer ways, you know, to navigate all of this. But the truth is, there are some times that things do feel really confusing and don't make sense, and constantly trying to to feel better about myself, but I do often feel really kind of crazy sometimes, and I'm wondering why life feels quite laborious, and progress seems to be so slow. But I think the truth is that everybody is trying their absolute level best to make it through the world rather than get from the world, and they're doing it in their own ways, and it's hard to find guidance. I find it quite difficult to find people that I can talk to about these things, including therapists that I've paid, and be listened to. It seems to be, I think we're sort of losing the art of being able to actually communicate effectively with each other. And again, can't offer any exact solutions to that at the moment. I'm just laying out really where I am, because I do want to feel more, decisive and bold, and not let anything sort of hinder my progress or kind of stand in the way of what it is that I want to do. Because I do have certain ideas, and I'm sure that you do as well, of what you want to do with your life. But sometimes it just feels harder than other times to actually make that leap, take that step, just decide and go for it and not have any FOMO. It's sorry, it's hay fever season, getting stuff out of my eyes, but don't scratch, because that makes it worse. But you do, talking about that, there are things that you want to do, and you want to scratch that itch. You want to just go, get it done. Sometimes I get filled full to the brim with doubts and feeling uncertain. And sometimes it just happens. We're all human beings, apparently. Maybe we're not. Maybe my name is Martin. Maybe I am from the planet Mars and I'm a Martian. That's where the name Martin comes from. Warlike. But it's funny because my middle name, officially, actually, it should be German. It should be Franz. But it was anglicised because my grandfather, my mum's dad, was basically German. And so it was anglicised to Francis, which means feminine. So I often joked, is a warlike feminist. No, not a feminist. Definitely not. Lots of misinformation about the history of feminism, I'll tell you that. But yeah, I find myself often feeling, I think this is a common thing, I think this is more common than you realise, often feel like I'm trapped in between two worlds, sort of stuck and sort of in suspended animation, but when that happens, it means actually that when you feel that way of being suspended, it actually means that you're stepping out into the unknown and you are doing things, but sometimes it just feels like nothing makes sense, and you want things to hang together and they don't necessarily coalesce as quickly as you would like them to. But those are the moments where you're honest with yourself, kinder to yourself, and you keep taking whatever steps you can take. I did a nice little chunk of my jigsaw puzzle today. Focus on progress and getting things finished. Focus on just following through, being decisive, And even if it doesn't make complete sense to you, understand that at every single stage of your life, there's something that you can learn. And I'm grateful to every experience that I've had. I'm grateful for all the people that I've met, you know, the ex-boyfriends and university friends and jobs that I've had. I am grateful for all of it because I've gotten better after every single stage. And you can as well. So believe in yourself and learn to congratulate yourself for the stuff that you're doing. And I think that's, if there's anything in this video that's a solution, it's definitely that, is to acknowledge the good things you've already done and the progress that you've already made, and keep building on that. Be bold, be powerful, and be happy about it. Feel good about having done all the great stuff that you've done. So thank you very much for listening. Martin Pavey here. Please do like and subscribe and share to spread this very important message. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Ciao for now.